But I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
The Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset, that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.
Hello everyone, and peace of Christ all of you. Please invite your friends and let us have some good time together. Before we start our topic today, I have a link in the info of this video, and I will post the link here. This is for our new translation, the second part of Sex and Allah in the Albanian language for free. So download, share. Again, this is my gift to people who speak Albanian for Sex and Allah. And look, we have the rainbows there too, you know, that's wonderful. So sexy, dahi Allah, Allahu. Okay, this is how it is in Albanian. So this is the book for free. Feel free to download it, share to your friends. And don't just copy the link, because link might disappear. Okay, just download the book. It's a small, tiny file. And one day, even if you don't speak the language, one day you see somebody who speaks the language, you can share it with him. All right. So this is as a start, and we are very thankful for the ones who did the translation. Actually, this person helped a lot in many translation. So we are grateful for the work they do. And the Lord himself, he will reward them, not me. So thank you very much. We appreciate your work. Now, before we continue, we have a question sent to me by a Christian. I guess he is from Indonesia. He said to me that the Muslims in Indonesia, they say that Jesus was married. And they say that Jesus was teaching as a rabbi in the synagogue, and therefore he have to be married. I mean, the Muslims, the Muhammadan, the black stone kissers, they are so desperate. First of all, Jesus was not a rabbi in the synagogue. Otherwise, give us a reference. Secondly, you idiot, there's no requirement in the Bible that a rabbi have to get married. That's number two. Number three, you idiot. Isn't it Jesus himself in Matthew chapter 19, verse number 12? He encouraged those who want to serve God not to get married. So how the teacher will tell you it's better not to get married, and he himself is married? This is Matthew. There is people who they are born, they cannot, you know, marry. You know, they have a defect in their birth. And there is people they cannot marry because somebody did something to them, like slaves. They used to, you know, cut their private part. But there is people who choose not to do so because they want to serve the kingdom of the God. So the desperate Muhammadan, and this is why you stupid God, Aka Muhammad, he says, claiming that this is not a teaching of Jesus. So even you Muslims, I mean, they're very weird. Why your Prophet Muhammad didn't say that Jesus himself, he get married? The guy who knew about the ant speaking, he did not know what Jesus did. He knew about Suleiman and the ant. He went to the valley of the ant, and one of the ants, she said to the other ant, hide, otherwise Suleiman. What is killing me in this story, how she knew his name, Suleiman. So if we go to the stupid Quran, the yellow pages of Muhammad, we will find in chapter 57, verse number 27 says that, you know, to be not married is something we fabricated. But as you see, this is false, because this is what Jesus himself said, and Jesus himself was not married. So desperate, you know, desperate, yeah. And by the way, your God, Allah, he was thinking to get married, but look what happened. His wife, she ran away. So I find that the Muslims, you know, the Muslim, they kind of challenge somebody. He is, you know, like he don't know his belief. He don't, like, and he said, this guy, he says to me, and I think maybe you did not get my answer, you know, my question. So I will repeat it again. What's wrong with you? Don't you read the Bible? And secondly, when somebody says something to you, tell him, give me the reference. I mean, it's very simple. Suddenly, the Muslims now are expert with the Jewish tradition. There's no teaching in the Bible saying such a thing. What the Jewish do, they have customs, and depend on the student too. If the student, they want a rabbi, he is married, they will not follow him unless he is married. If they don't care, they don't care. At the same time, Jesus was not a rabbi in a synagogue. People call him prophet, call him rabbi. Rabbi means teacher. For the donkeys who do not know what rabbi means. Maybe those people think that rabbi means a priest. Rabbi means teacher. So, very silly people, you know, desperate. You know, when a Muhammadan, he says something to you, and you say that the Christian do not know how to answer, because they are, you know, they are not trained, they are not expert, they are not prepared, and they are not well versed. As simple as that. Otherwise, the Bible says clearly that Jesus is the one, he said, those who want to serve the kingdom of God, it's better for them not to get married. So what about him, himself? Same time, when somebody, he mentions something, let him give you a reference. Very simple. Tell him, show me where it says, anywhere, any book, go ahead, you know. And you know, the funny is that we as a Christians, when we speak about Islam, we don't go and quote from the Christian Bible to prove Muhammad is stupid. We quote their book to prove that Muhammad is stupid. Muhammad, he wanted to increase the number. Jesus, he wanted the quality. Muhammad, he don't care for equality because he himself wasn't a quality. If Muhammad was a quality, he will not be jumping from a woman to a woman to a woman. And the Muslims themselves, they say to you that Muhammad was marrying many women for political reason. That means Muhammad is a fraud. Political reason is no better than a scam, because simply you are marrying a woman just to use her. This is exactly what political reason. He married Khadija because she is rich. So he will have a political place in the society. He will level himself up. She is very rich. He is very poor. So he married a woman. She is way older than him. She have a bunch of husbands before him, a bunch of kids from previous husbands. And he was willing to marry. And this is, you know, the Arab, they don't marry anyone. Go and ask anyone. Arab don't marry women are older than them unless she is rich. Which means they married her for her money. Even Muhammad himself, he says a woman, she will be married for 3 reasons. And the first reason, he said, for her money. Otherwise, Muhammad as a person, he is a pervert who he liked to have sexual relationship with the children. And this is why Muhammad here, he advised his followers to marry children because you can play with them. As you see the story of Jabir, and this is a Sahih story, very authentic. Jabir is a person who married a woman. She is previously married and she is a widow. And here you ask yourself, what is the business of this filthy man Muhammad? He asked him, did you marry a virgin or previously married? Muhammad investigating the vagina now. He want to know the situation of the vagina. Does it have wax in it or the wax is gone? Imagine somebody, he asks a question like this to you about your wife. Was she a virgin or not a virgin? A man who respects himself, if a man asks him such a question, he will break his nose. But because Muhammad is a scumbag and his companions are no different. So look, why Muhammad is upset now? Is she virgin or previously married? I said, O Messenger of Allah, she is previously married. What the Prophet says, why? 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 Why you don't marry a young girl? And now a Muslim, I say to you, she is a young girl, so what? It's not a, she is not a child, she is a young girl. But if you read the rest of the hadith, you will see that it says here that my brother or my father, he died and he left me 9 or 7 daughters. This guy, he did not know how many, behind him, which means he left behind orphans. So I did not approve the idea of marrying someone like them. Someone like what? Like them. So she is a child like them. Why? Why? Christian Prince, I challenge you to answer this question, and I will give you 5 BMW. First of all, show me one verse in the Bible it says that Christ was a Christian. Christian Prince, if you could not answer this question, I understand. This is Abdul is challenging me to prove that Christ was a Christian. And this is who they are, low IQ, stupid religion, stupid followers, stupid God, stupid book, and a pervert prophet who is asking the man to marry a child in the age of the orphan. The man was a person of IQ little bit. He says to him, why I want to marry a child when I marry a woman should take care of the children's. Your prophet is a pervert. So in order for Jesus to be a Muslim, as Muslim they claim, well, he have to be pervert like your prophet. Not only he have to be married, he have to marry children like your prophet. And then he go around and he advise people to marry babies. Didn't your prophet ask for the hand of his wife in the future when she was an infant? Habiba? Habiba, huh? Yeah. Anyway. So today our topic is about Allah is one God. I like that. The one Allah. The one, Allah is one. So my question to the Muslims, and I will show you in 2 seconds how the Muslims are in trouble. They do not know what to say. If I ask the Muslims Allah is one what they will say? Shall we give it a try? I will open my Skype. Only Muslims as usual can call me. Allah is one. This is what we hear from Muslims. They keep repeating that, and it's like a drama. Allah is one, brother. Allah is one, brother. Okay, and Allah is one what? My Skype right now is open. People who believe that Allah is one, you are welcome to call me and tell me Allah is one what? Who dare to call us and tell us Allah is one what? We have a Muslim, his name is Faisal. Let us see Faisal. Faisal is not online now, so he texted me from before, maybe. Let us skip Faisal then. We have this guy, Safaraz, who knows nothing. This is the same guy who keeps saying to me, Christian friends, the only important one is where we go, heaven or hell. This is the important one. Do we have any Muslim would like to join us and tell us Allah is one what? Who is a Muhammadan? He can join us, please, and tell us Allah is one what? You don't know, don't you? He's one what? Any Muhammadan? Any brave Muhammadan? Why it's hard? So you make articles, Allah is one, and you know, if you go to the if you go to Muslim website, as long as no Muslim there to call, you know, if you go to a Muslim website, let's open one, just wait, with a search for Allah is one. Allah is one. You open the article, it says, say He is one, He is Allah, the one and the only. So, the only. Is that like I'm sexy and you know it? He is Allah. So if Allah is the one is talking, Allah, okay. Abdul, listen, Allah is one what? He is the one and the only. What does that mean? First, if he is one, you are adding the word only to confirm that he is lonely or he is alone, or I'm not sure what does that mean. Chapter 112. This is what they are saying. This is their translation. If we go to chapter 112, verse number 1, we will find that this is false translation. And you know, the funny is, the name of the chapter is Al-Ikhlas, which means to be sincere. And the Muslim, they translated the name as monotheism. Look, the name of the chapter to be sincere in Arabic. The name of the chapter in English is monotheism. Say, O Prophet, He is Allah, one and indivisible. What? Where it says that? Where in the verse it says what we saw in the article and what it says here? All what says in Arabic is قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ. Where it says, let us go back to the article. Where it says he is the and only. Where in the verse it says the word only? Any Muslim can show me? And where in the verse it says that he is the indivisible? See how they are adding words? Those people, they are willing to fabricate their own book to make it sound maybe better, at least for them. You know, a Muslim, he paint his Quran. He paint it, you know, oh, this color is not good, the color of Allah, I will change it. I will add some words. Because here it says, Ahad. And Ahad, by the way, does not mean one. Ahad does not mean one. If you go and search in the Quran for the word Ahad, you will see always the word Ahad mean one of. Never in Arabic Ahad mean one. Never. وَمَا يُعَلِّمَانِ مِنْ أَحَدٍ. Chapter 2, verse number 102. And this is about Harut and Marut, who open a Hoributar school to teach magic. And they don't teach any man. You see? This is the word ahad. Any man. Any man. Not one man. This is what ahad means. This is the word ahad in Arabic. And it is the same word in the chapter of Al-Ikhlas. So they lie when they translate. Ahad does not mean one, it means one of. Which means the same verse proving to us that Allah cannot be a single person because He is one of. Secondly, Muhammad here, the coward, he is trying to copy the Jews, where the Old Testament says, "O Israel, your God is Echad." This is Ahad, the same word. Echad. Echad is not one as a number. Echad mean unity. Mean unity. Echad, that's why the Bible says that a man and the woman, they get married and they will become one. The man and the women, they become one. What is the word used there? Echad. Echad. So when those, this potato religion, counterfeit religion, trying to copy from the Old Testament a statement, they fail. So Muhammad was trying to copy this. Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God, the Lord is a compound unity. This is Echad. Potatoes. Not to mention, to forget to mention that when you say he is one as is a meaning of number, that will destroy the meaning, because if he is one, that means we can count God. If the word one present number, that means there's two and there's three. Otherwise you cannot count. What one? One what? The only one here can fit is the one is coming from the Bible, and Muhammad the thief, he stole it from there. This is exactly what he is trying to cut from the Old Testament, is Echad. And this is the same word Jesus he used when he said that me and the Father is one. Echad. The one who saw me, he saw the Father. Additional to that, we mentioned many times before that, the Quran itself mentioned that if this is a book made by other than Allah, which is very funny that Allah is saying that. Look at this. Just to show you how funny this book is. Chapter 4, verse number 82. It says, remember, this is not my translation. What do they not ponder? The Quran. If it had been from other than Allah, not God, the translation here says Allah, God. That's false. Allah. Change the translator. This is Arbari. Let us go to Shish Kebab. Ahmad Raza Khan. Pakistan. This is Pakistan. Raza Khan. Aman Rabbi, Aman Raza Khan. Raza Khan will give you all the dukhan. Okay, Raza Khan. So, do they not ponder about the Quran? And had it been from anyone beside Allah, they would certainly find much contradiction in it. If Allah is one, as the guy from Pakistan, he is telling us, why Allah saying, if this is book made by other than me, I mean, why he's not saying by me? He says other than Allah. Who is talking? Allah. How he is the only one, and why he is talking about somebody else. And actually, this verse alone will destroy all the religion of Islam, because all the Quran is a book of contradiction. I challenge the Muslims actually to call me and make a challenge about this verse. Isn't it the same verse, Mimi Hijab, he quote for Borat? He says to him, the Quran says if there is if this book is made by other than Allah, there's contradiction. And then Borat, he said to him, even Borat is smarter than Allah. He said to him, I have a phone book, have zero contradiction. For sure it's not made by Allah. I mean, have you ever heard of a stupid thing? So if you write a book, have zero contradiction, that's mean you're a God. This logic is a proof that this God is not God, because he have a low IQ. Even the book of Joe Biden has zero contradiction. He must be God. Actually, he look like God, to be honest with me. He's smart, intelligent, you know. He forgot his name, like Allah. He think that he is other person, like Allah. He speak about himself as a third person, like Allah. He speak about himself as he's not there, like Allah. You know. He forgot if he's a president or he is the you know, vice president, like Allah. Until now, we have zero Muhammadan trying to get Christian prince busted. Zero. Let us call Safaraz. Maybe Safaraz can save us. I don't know. Maybe he is asleep. Let us wake him up. Safaraz now in Pakistan. No, he's actually in UK, I think. And right away, you will hear an amazing answer. Let us mute the speaker so it doesn't bother you. Maybe now he is celebrating slaughtering animals. Okay, he's not answering. You know, right now, the Muslims are slaughtering animals. And you know, the funny is, the Muslims, they say that we celebrate Al-Adha. You ask them, you will see a Muslim article saying, Christians are pagan. They speak about sacrificing. Jesus, he sacrificed his blood. You idiot. But so you celebrate now this day. Is it because God, he asked, you claim that this is your God, he asked Abraham to sacrifice his son? This isn't it his son is a human? And you know, when Muhammad, he copied this story, by the way, he got himself busted. Why? Because even the verse which he quoted or speaking about Abraham, Allah, he sent his own sacrifice. So even the Muslim believe that Allah himself, he gives sacrifice. And here the problem is, Allah gives sacrifice to who? The Muslim, they says to you, if Jesus is God, he sacrificed himself to make himself happy, so he forgive your sin. Does that make sense? This is what they say to us. day and night. They say, doesn't make sense. Well, Jesus, he did not sacrifice himself to the Father. Jesus, he knew what they would do to him, yet he is willing to walk it all the way to the end. Even he knew the future. When we say that Jesus sacrificed himself, doesn't mean that Jesus, he says, hey, let me call the Jews. Hey, Jews, I'm here. Come and capture me. And please don't forget to use 3 nails. Be sure they are sharp. Very silly, very stupid argument. I think we have Safaraz. Oh, no, Safaraz is not calling. I thought it says connecting. Maybe I lost connection in Skype. Maybe, okay. So it says here that Allah, he ransom, he himself, he ransom with a great sacrifice. Remember, the purpose of us to be here is to teach you Christians how not to refute them, but how to get them busted. We don't refute Muslims, we get them busted. And we cannot debate Muslims because you cannot debate a liar. So you have to get him busted. This is the only way. This is why you see many Muslims, they choose people who do not know much, so they can, you know, play games. We have a Muslim, I guess. Let's see. We are calling this Abdul. And he is not answering. I wish there is a way to change the ring of Skype. It's really annoying. He is not answering. Yeah, let's try one more time. Let's hope he will answer. He's not answering. Maybe it's just plain, I don't know. I will give it one more last try. All right, he is not answering. Obviously, he's playing games. All right, until we find a serious Muslim, we continue. Here we ask ourselves, Allah, he gave sacrifice. Allah gave sacrifice to whom? Any Muslim can answer? See, the word which is mentioned here is not my word. It's your word. And the one is talking is Allah. And as you see, Allah, he called himself we. You see, remember, Allah is one. But Allah is we. If you ask the Muhammadan, why Allah, he keeps saying the word we if he is one? They say to you, it's as a phrase of majestic, like a king, he say we. But this is really stupid and silly. Why? Because that's mean Allah, he don't feel he is really well respected by being one. Do you understand, guys, what I mean? If Allah, he say we, and that is for the purpose to be like big, like we, you know, not I, you know, like intimidating, let us say. He want to intimidate us. We. That's mean it's not fit for this God. He don't like it to be I. Because how a word can change a position of God? How a word can elevate his value? So are you saying to me that your God, he depends in a language to elevate himself? Isn't it this is silly and stupid? So Allah is one, but he is we. And then he says, we ransomed his son with a great sacrifice. Okay, so now Mr. We sound like Chinese for me. By the way, I used to speak Chinese, but what happened once, when Allah, he sent me al-Buraq and I went to the seventh heaven, in my way, I fell down from the top of the donkey. And when I fell down, I hit with the, like, you know, the angel next to me, he have an iPad. So I fell down and I grabbed him, the angel, because I wouldn't want to fall down, but his iPad hit my head. And since then I lost my, most of, like 99% of the Chinese I know. The only word I remember like Bruce Lee, you know? Yeah, I remember this one, Bruce Lee. Yeah. Bro and Lee, you know, because he's like, he was like a bro for me, you know, and his name is Lee. Okay, just to let you know. And Lee in Chinese mean sacrifice, majesty, Allahu Akbar. Okay, so this is, by the way, true story, Sahih Bukhari, hadith number 00, Zakir Naik. So Allah, Mr. We, he decide, this is Mr. We. Let us explain in details. Mr. We, he decide to make ransom. A sacrifice. Allah, Mr. We, he gave sacrifice to who? We'll go back to we. So we, he sent sacrifice to we, and the we sacrifice came back to we. But why? Hey Muslims, anyone can explain this? So the silly Muhammad, he copied a story from the Bible. In the Bible, it makes sense that God himself is sending his son to sacrifice for our sake. In the Bible, this is why we see, did you ask yourself why God, he asked Abraham to sacrifice his son? What about sacrificing himself? Why God did not ask Abraham to sacrifice himself? Why his son? So there is a symbolic for the word son. And you notice that God himself, according to the Quran, the God we, Mr. We, he himself, he sent a sacrifice, sacrificing to himself. I'm a Muslim. Okay, let's see, this guy is a Muslim. Hello, my friend, how are you? Hello, hello. Do you hear me? Do you hear me? Let me hang up. Missed call. Let me check to be sure that the audio in Skype is working fine. Audio, speaker, microphone. Okay. Okay, maybe this is why he did not hear me. I think there was something wrong with the Skype. All right, let's call him again. Hello? Salamu alaykum wa la'natullah. He is cursing me. He think I do not speak Arabic. He said, Sam alaykum, poison on you, and Allah curse you. Is that correct?
Yes. La'natullah alayk ya mushrik.
So I said, Fu alayk wa ala rabbak. Fu at Allah and Muhammad. You see, you are calling me to curse. You see, you are stupid. You are son of Muta. So you brought insult to your prophet and to your God. This is telling you how evil this religion is. He said it fast. He thought I will not understand. I speak Arabic better than your God. So he said, Sam alaykum, Sam alaykum. This is what, by the way, this is what his prophet says to them. Sam mean poison. Sam on you. and curse of Allah. He said it fast. He thought I will not notice. Son of Muta, you are speaking to the one who make your prophet Allah, Muhammad, shish kebab every day. I'm not slow like you Muslims. So the coward, he didn't dare to answer us. He called us to curse us. And you know, actually the funny is, their prophet, he says, don't insult them, so they will insult you. But later he himself, you know, he did not practice it. Is it your stupid God? Said he ordered you not to do that? What kind of a Muslim you are? Oh, he's following the Prophet. Later the Prophet was cursing everybody. He even cursed his father. Oh, here we go. This is the verse about volabotos. Allah will give us women with volabotos. I like that. You know what? I'm going to call you and say Shahada because I want to get women with the cube breast. Cube breast? I like that, man. I never saw cube breast. I saw some of them like a rectangle. I saw some of them like an umbrella. I saw a lot because we used to have cows. 7 breasts, each one have. You're a stupid Muhammad God, he said in chapter 6, verse number 108. And look at this false translation. Don't insult those who call upon beside Allah, lest you know, they are going to call you bad. They will insult your God. Muhammad is not worried about insulting us, by the way. He is worried about insulting him in return. Potato. 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 You just brought insult to yourself and to your God. If you call me normally and you debate me, what you will lose? Show everybody that you are right. Yeah, you know, actually, you know, we have to be serious here. You know, when the Quran says Allah will give you a cube, because this is what kawaib, you know, kawaib coming from Kaaba. Kaaba is a cube. Okay, Kaaba is kawaib. So in Allah, you know, all of us, we are used to see this. A circle, and there's a dot in the middle. It's like a practicing target, you know, something boring, you know, boring really. It is time. It is time to change that. So the breast Allah will give us, they will be like this. Alhamdulillah. Finally, change is coming. Somebody tell Joe Biden. Free Abdul Rahman saying, how can be there 3 in your Bible? Your book has Jesus saying that the Father is greater than he. I mean, the Muslims are so smart. I love it. You know, I wanted to be a Muslim for one day, but I could not. I could not make it. Not even for an hour. Guys, this is Muslim. He thought about the question for a century. And he came with this. Abdul Rahman saying, now can be 3? How can be 3 in your Bible? Your book has Jesus saying that my Father, that the Father is greater than he is. Abdul, did you just say that Jesus, he says the Father? Well, he is the Son. If Jesus, speaking about his Father, that his Father is greater than him, still he is the Son. I mean, do you want to drink some coffee or come urine? Which is your favorite drink? Our friend, it's time to change your diet. You just refuted yourself. Jesus says, my Father. My Father. So he is the Son. And if I ask you now, who is greater, you or your Father? You will say, my Father. I mean, do you see how silly you are? The word Father present authority too. The word Father present authority. Who is the in charge? The Father. Who is the Son? He is the crown prince. If there is a king, there's a king, and there is a crown prince. So Jesus is telling you that everything I have is coming from my Father, because all what you see a man in front of you. Who is this man is talking? He's a man. So he's telling you that you saw nothing of the greatness. I am humble in front of you because I came to you in the image of a man. That's why the Bible says he emptied himself from the glory, etc. And he humbled himself and he took the image of a man. That's what Jesus said. Let us see if we can find another Muslim, he can do something better. Somebody saying, I'm not a Muslim, but I almost converted. My friend, you should convert. You don't know what you are missing. Allah will make your penis endless. You have no idea what are you missing. This is the proof that Allah is God. Only Allah can make penis endless. Let us see this Muslim. Maybe this is the same guy who was cursing me. He changed his name now. He want to curse me in the other language. Let us call him. He is not answering. And the question is, still nobody answered it. Allah is one what? All reference prove to us that Allah is a man. Allah is a man. And I have the proof. A stupid man. Not a complete smart man. Let us call this guy again. Hello? Yes, my friend, you are live on air. Are you a Muslim?
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam. Why you are saying to me assalamu alaikum?
That's our greeting from the Prophet. I'm actually using...
Is it this is really a greeting, or this is a greeting stolen from the Bible?
No, it's from the Quran and the Hadith.
Okay, what the angels, they say to Mary, the mother of Jesus, when they came to her, didn't they say to her, Shalom to you, Mary, Salamu alaikum?
Actually, they greeted. Okay,
they said Assalamu alaikum.
Instructed. No, our Prophet instructs us to...
Okay, hold on. When the first time Muhammad, he heard the word Assalamu alaikum?
I'm not so sure, but...
well, there is nothing, you see?
The first revelation, you go?
No, my friend. No. The first revelation, the angel, he came to him. The first revelation came to him supposedly in the cave of Hira, correct?
The cave of Hira, yes.
Okay. If we read the story, you will see that the angel never said to him, Shalom to you. Salamu alaikum, correct?
Yeah. And that's not...
That's exactly what we are talking about, because this is Satan. If he is an angel, if he is the same angel, he came to Mary, well, he should say what he said to Mary. Assalamu alaikum. Shalom to you, Mary.
Yeah.
Okay. Muhammad, he never received.
And still the same angel came to Muhammad.
How you know? How you know?
It's written. He came with
How you know?
From the Hadith, we can check him.
Isn't it your prophet, he said, that Jibreel, Shaitan, he come to him in the look of Jibreel?
Yeah.
Okay, that's mean it's possible that the one who came to him in the cave of Hira is Shaitan too. This is Jibreel, because you agreed that Shaitan, he can come in the image of Jibreel. Correct?
It is possible, yeah. It is
Okay.
possible, but
Okay.
the one who came.
How you know? How you know, my friend? You keep saying to me, the one he came, the one who came, the one who came. If Muhammad himself, he agreed that Shaitan, he come to him in the image of Jibreel, and he gave him even verses in the Quran, correct?
I gave him revelations, not only verses.
He gave him revelation, exactly. Revelation, that's revelation. That's mean Muhammad did not receive revelation from God, he received it from Shaitan. So Shaitan, he come to Muhammad in the image of Jibreel, and Muhammad called him Al-Abiyad.
Not Shaitan.
Huh?
No, not that. It's not a Shaitan. It's an angel.
No, it is Shaitan. How come a second ago you agreed, and now you are saying to me, no, it's not Shaitan?
It's because the hadith records is an angel.
Okay, hold on. Let us go back to zero. Let us go back to zero. Ibn Abbas, the cousin of your prophet, he says that the prophet said that the messenger of Allah, Shaitan, his name is Al-Abiyad, he came to him and he gave him revelation, as you said. Do you agree with that or not? Okay. So what was Shaitan presenting himself as? He was presenting himself as Jibreel, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's mean Shaitan, he gave revelation to Muhammad. Yeah. And not all, this is your books, you see, we don't, this is Al-Qurtubi, Al-Tabari, Tafsir Al-Razi, this is Tafsir Al-Razi, an example, we can open for you Al-Qurtubi. It says the same, that Shaitan, he took the image of Jibreel and he came to him, and he gave Muhammad satanic verses. What do you think? Are you with me? You hang up. Shaitan, his name is white, but by the way, Shaitan is black. According to Islam, Shaitan is black. So why is white called white? Because he come as the white Jibreel. Because he came in the image of the white Gabriel, and he gave him the satanic verses. The second a Muslim he say anything, he is in trouble. He just said Assalamu alaikum. He did not debate yet. Did he? He just said Assalamu alaikum. We destroyed Islam by just Assalamu alaikum question. So what if we go in depth more and more? Do you see how easy to demolish this stupid cult? Even though I like it because of the penis issue, I don't like to have a penis that's just 8 foot tall. I want to have it in this, as Allah, he said, So like I go in the ocean, I will never drown in the ocean if it's endless. Because all what you need to do, just to sleep in your belly when you are swimming, and your penis will push you up in the sky. You will never drown. Unless shark bite it or something, Just be careful. Or a whale or something. Swallow it. Think it's a sujagus or something. Uzu billah. I mean, this God is so intelligent to the point he promised us endless penis and endless vagina and a cube breast, and still they are saying to us, your religion have no logic, okay? What the heck? A Muhammadan speaking about logic? That's very logical. And in case you do not know, Muhammad, he forbid philosophy and logic. It's forbidden in Islam. But every Muslim, he speak about logic. Muslims consider the real Muslims, those who practice philosophy, they should be killed. They Then a Muslim, he come to you and he says, this is not logical. I mean, look who is talking. This guy, maybe he have his wife, she came or something, you know, so he have to hang up. I understand. Allah is AWT, is one being. Oh, okay, that's, you see, guys, you see how they refuted us? Do you see how they refuted us? Guys, look, this Abdul, he refuted us. Abdul Rahman, why you don't call me? Honestly, I like you. You know what? I will make you an admin when the chat room is off. Just to make you happy. Just to show you how much I support what you are doing. That's it. From now on, you are an admin in my chat when we are not live on air. He says Allah is WT. Have you ever, guys, heard somebody saying Allah is WT? I mean, the Quran says Allah and then the Muslim says SWT. Okay. Look like the name of Allah alone is not enough to praise him. So they have to add things like frame. Is one being. Being what? You see, I'm going to go with you. Allah is one being. Being what? What is that? When you say Allah is one being, being what? I'm going by your words. If Allah is one being, well, I am one being too. I'm not two. I mean, do you see the stupidity? I am one being too. And Mr. Bean, he is Mr. Bean because he's one being. So you did not tell me who's Allah. Allah is one being, but I am one being. My neighbor is one being. His wife, she is not one being. She's like 10. Man, I feel sorry for him. What happened to him when she jumped on him? I have no idea. You don't look like that strong. Oh boy. I think she's like 12 being. 12 horses power. So when a Muslim, he tried to give us a definition of his God, we die laughing because they don't know what they are talking about. And then he says, answer me. Can your God, Jesus, be weakened? Well, Jesus, he was fasting for 40 days. This is the flesh. Can you fast for 40 days? You Muslim, you eat after a few hours and I'm tired. You know, Ramadan, I'm tired. Don't talk to me, please. I did not drink for 6-7 hours. All night you are eating like an elephant. Your belly is like a trunk. If you open it, it's going to explode. And then you stay for a few hours sleeping. The whole day you sleep. You woke up afternoon and don't talk to me. I'm fasting. Okay, I'm tired. You know, Jesus fasted for 40 days. Is that what a being can do? Human being. Can you fast for 40 days? Secondly, as long as you are talking about Jesus, he is the weak person. How Jesus, the weak person, can resurrect people from death? He's weak. How the weak person can heal the one who is dying? How the weak one can make the one who don't see. He's weak, remember. But this is not an act of a weakness. This is an act of God. How he can control nature and how he is alive until now. He's weak, remember. You know. Now, the weak is your prophet. Your prophet is always sick. Either he have diarrhea, like Ahmad Mirza Ghulam, or he have a fever, or later he died by poison from Walmart. Did not even cost $2. A Jewish woman, she went to Walmart, she bought a poison for rats, and she put it to the prophet. And not only that, she said to Muhammad, after that, because Muhammad, he asked her what you did, you know. She said, well, you know what? I said to myself, if you are a prophet, Allah will save you. If you are an imposter, Allah will kill you. And then Muhammad, he died by poison from Walmart. That is showing us that the God of Muhammad is weak. Because how come the Jews could not, the same people, the Jews could not kill Jesus. The Jews can kill Muhammad. Now go and search Google. Try to find a better answer, my friend. Mr. By the way, your name is Abdul Rahman. I mean, this is very funny. Who is Ar-Rahman? They don't even know who's Ar-Rahman. They say to you, Ar-Rahman is one of the names of Allah, but but this name alone exposed Muhammad, because Muhammad all his life never mentioned the word Rahman. Suddenly he mentioned Rahman. Okay, my friend, I call you. Just be sure there's no females around you so you don't get interrupted, because the Prophet, he said the three things will interrupt your prayer: a woman, a dog, and a donkey. Let us call him. It says he is not online. Oh, I'm calling the wrong person. Hold on. Okay. Yes, my friend. Let us continue where we stopped.
Yeah, so...
Are you alone in the room now? Because I don't want you to drop the mic on me every few minutes because just a female entered the room. So be sure, please, that you are in a private place so we can talk.
No problem.
All right.
What's your problem about Muhammad's death?
What's what?
About the Prophet's death. What's your argument?
My argument? Well, didn't you Muslim, you say that the Jews tried to kill Jesus, right?
Yeah, and they did.
Okay.
Jesus did not even survive for 4 years.
Okay, so they killed him? They killed him or they did not kill him?
Well, the Quran says we will keep Muhammad alive until he completed the message, and that's what he did.
The Quran says we will keep Muhammad until he is what?
Until he completed the message.
Okay, which verse is that saying that?
No, now I have to search it.
You have to search it. Okay, I will give you time. You can search it. I will give you 5 years. But let me ask you, when Muhammad he gave the Quran, did he complete the message when he died or before his death? What is the proof?
What's the proof that he didn't? Because Surah Al-Ma'idah was the last chapter to be revealed.
Oh, the chapter of Al-Ma'idah was to be revealed?
Allah says in Surah Al-Ma'idah, today I have perfected your religion.
Okay. So the Surah Al-Ma'idah is the last one.
Yeah.
So why it's not the last one in the Quran?
Because it's not supposed to be in chronological order.
It's not supposed to be. Who said that?
Who told you it's supposed to be in chronological order?
Well, if Allah he gave it to you in an order, who are you to change the order?
Surah Al-Fatiha is not even the first chapter to be revealed, but Fatiha means open.
Exactly. So who is the one who allow you to change the order? Can you show me where in the Quran says Allah changed the order? Isn't it the Quran says that those who corrupt the book is the one who changed the location of its verses?
Fatiha means opening. It's supposed to be chapter number 1.
It's supposed to be. So Allah, he was late to give you the presentation. He gave it at the end.
What end?
You're the one who said it's the opening. Okay, opening, it have to be in the beginning. So Allah give it. Did He give it to you in the beginning, or He give it to you at the end?
Sorry.
Sorry. Listen carefully. You said Al-Fatiha is the opening. This is what it means, right? Al-Fatiha means the opening. Okay.
Yeah.
Did Allah give you Al-Fatiha in the beginning or at the end?
Oh, during when Muhammad was in Medina. Not in the end.
This is okay. This is what is not in the end. When? When?
When he was in Medina, not before his death or something.
Okay, but when? When?
I don't know exactly.
You do not know the order. We can go right now and we can check. As an example, according to the Muslims' Quran today, the chapter number 1 is a chapter number 96. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay. That's mean the Muslims' Quran is corrupted because Allah he gave you number 1, you made it number 96. Now if we go to Al-Fatiha, you will see that Fatiha here, it is number 5. Not number 5, which means Al-Ma'idah is not number 5, it's Al-Fatiha, correct?
I just told you the chapters are not supposed to be placed in chronological order.
You are saying not to suppose. Are you saying to me that Allah, he made a mistake?
What does the timing have to do with on how, where it should be?
If Allah, he gave it to you in order, why you are changing the order? This is a very simple question.
The timing does not have to do with anything and how it should be placed in Revelation.
Allah gave you a book, supposedly. Why you don't keep the book as it is? The Quran, you are to keep saying to me, why? The Quran says that those who corrupt the book is the one who change it from their location, the words from their location, correct?
Yeah, the words.
Okay. Well, you are changing the words. Isn't it the verses are words?
No problem. But what's your argument against Muhammad's death?
Don't change the topic now. Before we go to the death, we will go to the death.
You won.
I won. So you Muslim, you agree that the Quran is corrupt, correct?
No problem. Yeah, no problem.
Okay, no problem. So you agree? No, as long as you agree that the Quran is corrupted, that's mean your God is not the true God too, because no problem. Allah, he is not God. Huh?
The Quran has no lost verses in it.
The Quran has no lost verses?
Yes.
Okay, can you recite for me the chapter of a breastfeeding for adult?
It's abrogated in recitation.
You just said it's abrogated. That means it's not lost. Recite it for me.
No, but there's 3 types of abrogation.
There's a 3 type of abrogation. There's a 3. Okay, prove to me that it's abrogated.
Doesn't the hadith say it was 10 times, then 5 times? Abrogated?
Exactly. Give me the verse of 5 times then.
The verse of 5. Okay, can you prove to me it wasn't abrogated?
Don't change the topic. You said it's abrogated. The 10. Listen, you said it's abrogated. The 10 abrogated by 5. Wonderful. Give me the 5. Forget about the 10.
Even the stoning, the Prophet says.
My friend, don't waste my time. You said it's the 10 abrogated by 5. So 10 times breastfeeding abrogated by 5. Give me the 5.
Are you okay? Let me finish. The Sahaba.
Before we continue, don't tell me let me finish. You said something. You see here we do fact check. We don't let things go. You're talking to Christian Prince. Anything you say, we have to do fact check. So you said that the chapter of a breastfeeding for adult 10 times abrogated by 5 times. Wonderful. So recite for me the verse of a breastfeeding for adult 5 times.
Is it abrogated or not?
I don't know. You tell me. You are the Muslim.
Okay, then prove to me there's verse in the Quran which are lost.
I just did. I'm asking you. You are the one who said to me that it's not lost. It's abrogated. You said it's not lost. It is abrogated. Okay, wonderful. And you said that the 10 times breastfeeding for adult abrogated by 5 times. Recite for me the 5 times.
So why the Sahaba, they did not put it in the Quran?
Don't ask me, my friend. You are asking me why the Muslim did not put it in the Quran. I'm asking you this question. Guys, are you asking me
okay,
why?
I'm proving it. The Sahaba, they did not put it in the Quran.
Is it up to them?
Well, they know what is abrogated in the lifetime of the Messenger.
So even if it's abrogated, why you don't put it in the Quran?
Because there's 3 types of abrogation.
3 type of abrogation. So, okay, you said we have to follow it now the 5 times, correct? So what the point? You need to follow it, but you don't want to put it in the Quran. Is it a shameful thing? You Muslim, you took it?
No, but how do you prove it's lost, though? And not abrogated? That's what I'm saying.
Well, the verse in front of me, it says here, the hadith, that a goat, she entered the bedroom of your prophet when he's dead, and the Quran was under his pillow, which means the goat, she jumped in the top of the bed, and then she pushed Muhammad from the top of the bed, and then she pushed the pillow, and then she started flipping pages with her tongue, and then she chose, because she's jealous, because she is the one who do breastfeeding for adult, not human. So the goat, she ate the chapter of a breastfeeding for adult. The hadith in front of you. Read it.
Yeah, okay, but doesn't the hadith say in Arabic that the sheep went under the bed?
She what?
Under the bed, not pillow.
No, it says under the pillow.
It says bed.
What?
You're a liar. It says bed.
Oh, it's guys. It is under the bed. Yeah, you are right. It says under the bed. Okay, but okay. Hold on. Just to show you how silly. Just to show you how silly you are. So you are saying to me that Muhammad, he put his butt in the top of the Quran.
Oh wait, but it
No, I will go with you. It's you who get me busted. It's not under the pillow, guys. I was trying to make it more nicer. So I said under the pillow. But you insisted and you said, no, it says under the bed. So Muhammad, he sat in the top of the Quran. He put his ass in the top of the Quran. Go ahead.
It even says paper, but paper did not exist in
My
7th
friend,
century.
read carefully. You are the one who said it's not under the pillow. It is under the bed. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Where Muhammad he sat?
Where Muhammad he sit?
Yeah, he sat on the bed, correct?
Under the bed? What do you
Muhammad, he sat on the bed, correct?
Yeah.
He have sex in the top of the bed, correct?
Isn't this after his death?
He have what after his death? Muhammad, he sat after his death?
No, but
Muhammad, he sat on the bed. This is his bed. So Muhammad, after death, he went and he sat on the bed.
Are you smoking hashish?
You see, now you're trying to escape the stupidity you just said. You are the one who said, you are the one who said it's not under the pillow, it is under the bed. So now Muhammad, he respect the word of his God, and he put the Quran under his ass and he sat on it, and then he have sex with his wife in the top of the bed, and the Quran is under the bed.
Well, I can show you 5 scholars who say the hadith is da'if.
I can show you a million scholars saying it's not. In front of you, here we go. In front of you, it says Hassan. What Hassan mean?
Okay. Who said it's Hassan?
What Hassan mean? This is your Muslim website.
Darussalam is a book publisher. Who is he?
I'm asking you, is that your Muslim website?
Yeah.
Okay. Why they are saying it's good?
Darussalam, a book publisher, but he's not a scholar.
Okay. Why you Muslim don't question him then?
No, but he's like, he's good, but he's not like a scholar or something. Like
he's not a scholar. He is a potato. Yeah.
Like a great hadith expert.
I see. Okay, yeah, well, here we go. Okay, listen. Wait. Here we go. This is the hadith. You speak Arabic, as I heard you saying. It says here, Al-Albani, Sahih.
Wait.
Hassan. Read. This is Al-Albani. This is Al-Albani. I just gave you the proof in front of your eyes.
No problem, boy. Even if it's happened and it's authentic, Umar ibn Khattab and 2 other Sahaba memorized it.
Umar ibn Khattab, he memorized it? Okay, where is the verse? I'm just asking you. Give me the verse then.
No, but it's abrogated. That's why it's not in the Quran.
Exactly. That means there is a verse came after it to abrogate the previous verse. Give me the verse which abrogated the verse previously.
Allah
knows best. So why you are arguing, and why you don't say it to me from the beginning, Allah knows best? So you Muslims, you follow a religion, and let me ask you here, how stupid this religion is, sending you a verse of a breastfeeding for adult. Explain to us.
Well, what's the problem with it?
So you have, I'm not trying to insult you or your family, please, just don't take it this way. I'm just asking a question. Do you mind if your wife, she gave her breast to a stranger?
If my wife? Well, she can put it in a cup and give it to him, no problem.
Well, here it says irda, and irda mean to suckle, not to give it in a cup. What cup? Your wife is a cow? It says irda. In Arabic, shariba, he drink. Rada, he suck the nipples. So it doesn't say to drink milk. It doesn't say to drink milk. It says to suckle milk. And this is why here in the front of you says breastfeeding. It doesn't say milk of the breast.
No problem, but it's in the cup. Some scholars say this.
That's a fabrication. That is a fabrication. Show me where your prophet, even your prophet wife, she ordered her nieces to do breastfeeding for anyone want to enter upon her. Secondly, if you drink milk of a woman, can you still marry her and have sex with her?
That's a good question. No, you cannot. It's in the Surah Nisa, if I'm correct. You can correct me.
That's false. That's for kids, for babies.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Are you saying to me you do not know? Come on, you know. So irda'ul kabir la yuharrim. Do you agree? It doesn't make it forbidden. So what's the point?
To make it mahram, so that she can touch.
How it make it muhram? I just said to you, la yuharrim, which mean you can still have sex with the women. And here we go. This is the fatwa in front of you. Fatwa number 3901. رضاع الكبير لا يحرم. Do you see it?
So what if I show you in the Quran where it says you cannot have intercourse with them?
You cannot. That's false. I challenge you. Show me where it says a breastfeeding for adult. You
No,
cannot
no,
marry.
it doesn't matter adult.
No, this is only for children's.
How do you know?
You Muslims, you will tell me. You Muslims will go to open the interpretation, and the verse is so clear. Why you are lying? You want to make a challenge between me and you? That we will open every single interpretation, and all of them, they will say that this is about children, babies, infant. So those games don't work with me. Now, let us go back to zero. You said to me that the Quran is perfectly completed in the verse where Allah, he says, today I perfected your Quran for you, correct?
The Quran has no lost verses in it. Yes, correct.
No, you said to me, let me remind you, maybe you have a short memory like your prophet. When the Quran says, and you are the one who quote for me, the verse, it says that today I perfected the religion for you, I completed my favor upon you. Correct?
Yeah.
You said that this chapter came at the end.
Yes.
And you say that Allah did not allow Muhammad to die until he finished his message.
Yes.
What is the proof that he finished his message?
I just gave you the verse. You just said the verse.
Well, this verse, there's many chapters came after it.
No. Surah Al-Ma'idah is the last one.
Okay, I will go with you. If this verse is Allah, he completed Islam. So verse number 4 for what for? What for? Verse number 4. No, right, the one after it, right away.
What do you mean?
You just said that verse number 5 or number 3 in chapter 5, Allah saying Allah completed his favor upon you, correct? Completed your religion for you, perfected. It's perfect now. So if this is the verse was given, and you are saying to me chapter 5 was the last chapter, correct?
Yes.
Okay. And did you Muslim change the chapter here, the order too, or you play with it, or the whole chapter is correct?
The Prophet ﷺ instructed his followers on where verses are put in each chapter. So he's the one who did it.
So are you saying that he's messed up? So I'm asking you a specific question. Is verse number 3 in the Quran, is the last verse Muhammad he said before he died, or it was not?
If I am correct, yes, if I'm correct.
If you are correct.
I'm correct.
Okay. Now I want to show you then something. I want to show you something, and then you will cry, and you will say, I don't like it. Did your prophet say, when he was dying, bring me a paper and a pen, and I will write for you a book, you will never misguided after me? Is that correct?
Yeah, they scribe write it for him, yes.
Okay, so if the Quran is enough and Allah will not let Muhammad die until he finish, so why Muhammad saying, I did not finish, give me a paper and a pen, I will write for you a book, after it you will never go astray? Isn't it the Quran is not to make you go astray?
Wasn't he talking about his last sermon about
it doesn't matter what he's talking about. Now he's dying, he is in the bed of death, and now he's saying, give me a paper, give me a pen. You said to me that Allah will not allow Muhammad until he finish his message to die. Muhammad, he said, I did not finish. Give me a paper, give me a pen, and I will write for you. Huh?
What does this have to do with this?
Well, you said to me that the Quran is perfect.
Of course.
Okay, so why Muhammad, he is asking to add more? He's dying now, and he is saying, if I write, listen, he is saying, he explained why. He says, so I may write for you something after which you will never go astray. So if you could not write what he want to write, you will go astray. So the Quran is not enough not to go astray.
What a dumb, weak argument, man.
My friend, people, listen to me, listen to him. He is saying this is a weak argument. I'm asking you, why you're a prophet, he need to write something additional to the Quran if the Quran is enough?
It's about his last term, you know, that he taught.
Doesn't matter. Oh, first of all, how you know it's about his last sermon? Is the sermon he said it already, so they know it. The last sermon, he said it already. If he said anything, he do not need to now. He's dying now, so he's saying, "I will write for you something new, after which you will never go astray." So you need to hear it, you need to know it, and it's very important. Why you Muslim claim that the Quran is a perfect when Muhammad himself agree that the Quran is not? He need more.
Some parts are not supposed to be parts of revelation.
Some what?
Some teachings of Muhammad are not supposed to be part of Quran, of revelation.
I don't care if the Quran is enough.
Yeah.
Here Muhammad is confirming it's not enough, because what is the purpose of the writing he want to do? Tell me, what is the purpose of this writing he's asking for?
But wait, I have a question about Muhammad.
I'm asking, don't change topic. I'm asking, hold on. What is the purpose of the paper he want to write for you?
So that they will not go astray.
Exactly. So if you don't have this paper, you Muslims will go astray.
No problem. But
what do you mean no problem? What do you mean no problem? That's mean the Quran is not enough, and the Quran will make you go astray. What he will write for you now is more important than all the Quran together, because this writing will never let you go astray.
Man, you're such a great.
I like it when you say man. I like it when you say man. You sound like a goat, my friend. Listen, man. So if you don't let Muhammad write it, you will go astray. Did the Muslims allow him to write it or not?
Yeah.
What? Yeah. They did not.
Okay, no problem. Can we now go?
What do you mean no problem? Umar ibn Khattab, he accused Muhammad that he is mentally ill. He says, "Qad hajar al-Rasul." The prophet, he became stupid. Did he?
No problem.
What do you mean no problem? This guy, he keeps saying to me no problem. I'm unbelievable. So did Umar say? Did Umar say? "Qad hajar al-Rasul." The prophet became mental.
No, but now you're changing. I want to talk about that.
I'm not. It's you who mentioned that the Quran became perfect and the last verses came. This is today I completed your religion for you, and now we find that Muhammad, he is not done. I ask you why Allah did not save Muhammad and he saved Jesus. You said to me that the Quran says Allah will protect Muhammad until he finishes his message, and you cannot find me such a thing in the Quran. That's a lie.
No, but you said that the Quran says that Muhammad died as a false prophet.
Muhammad, from the beginning, he's a false prophet, not when he died.
No, but about the aorta thing.
About what?
About the aorta, that he had this aorta cut. That would prove he's a false prophet. I want to debunk it.
Okay, we will go there after we finish this one here.
No.
Okay. Say ma again. I will go there. I promise you. Here we go. Say ma. You know ma. Okay. Listen. I will go with you now. So Muhammad, when he says my aorta is being cut off. What do you say about this? You are the one who want to switch topic.
What
remember?
I say is that the Quran uses the word al-watin, which is referring to the aorta part of the heart, which extends to the throat. But in the hadith, Muhammad said, my abhar is cutting, which is in the back or in the forearm.
Abdul, what if I open the dictionary right now and we will see that the watin is the same as abhar? Do you challenge me?
It's not the same place.
Listen. Do you challenge me that the watin is the same as the word abhar in Arabic? Yes or no? Don't tell me same. Don't tell me same. It's not same. We have dictionary. Either it is the same or not. Do you accept challenge?
I will show you so many Arab linguists.
Don't tell me I will show you the dictionary. Do you accept the dictionary?
What modern dictionary? Show me Arab linguists.
So now
I will show you. Okay.
Arabic dictionary. I will show you dictionary. The Arabic. You Muslim dictionary.
I don't care about modern Arabic dictionary. I care about.
I'm not talking about modern Arabic. This is not modern Arabic. Lisan al-Arab is modern Arabic.
Can you show me scholars who are Arabic linguists? Because the words are the same.
Isn't this is your translation saying my aorta?
Yeah, it is aorta, but it's not the same place.
If we go, what do you mean that's not the same place? It says aorta. It's the same part of the body.
It says watin and abhar.
Okay, listen. Let us laugh together. Let us laugh together. So, are you saying to me, Muhammad, he chose the wrong word?
No,
Huh?
that's my point.
Okay, no, this is your point. This is your point. I'm asking you. When Muhammad he decide that this is where the pain is coming from,
yeah.
do he knew where the pain is coming from?
What do you mean?
What do you mean? Do Muhammad knew where the pain is coming from?
Yeah, his back.
It's from his back?
Yeah, abhar means like from the back or in the forearm. That's what.
Okay, if we show now, if we show, where is the word? Listen. Everybody will die laughing at you. If we go right, listen. If we go right now and we show a Muslim website, explain where the abhar is located. Do you accept that?
Muslim, bro, can you just show me an Arab link?
Bro, I'm not the bro. You are not your bro. Muslims can be bro to each other only. Listen. Okay, do you accept Ibn Kathir?
Of course.
Okay, if I open it, so what Ibn Kathir he said about this? Did he say anything?
Yes, him and his student Zubair and many more. I can show you the proof.
Okay.
I can collect all the references and the bump.
Okay, show me Ibn Kathir saying whatever you want about this. Go ahead.
And the Quran even says that we will seize him by the right hand.
My friend, don't waste my time. Show me what Ibn Kathir said about this topic.
No problem. I will call you back. I will collect all the reference. No problem.
Okay, until you find it, let us continue. Later you can call me back then, as long as you are not ready. What do you think?
What do you mean?
Okay, I just here. This is your Muslim website, just to show you that you are a scam.
I'm a scam. Okay,
yes, because al-abhar is here we go. It's even they are even showing you in your Islamic website that it is the same as al-watin. It's
not the same, son of
It is the same al-watin. Don't talk about muta, your prophet. Okay, you are saying to me, son of muta. What does that mean?
It means your mother is a filthy whore, just like your God, who got
penetrated. Guys, listen carefully. So he just admitted that he's a prophet when he ordered them to do muta. He ordered this guy, his mother, to be a whore. You just said that. Everybody heard you. You call me son of muta. You call me son of muta to insult me, supposedly. Okay, no problem. My mother, she is a Christian. She married one man. And hold on, listen. You Muslims, you agree now that the word muta, the one who practice it, is only a whore woman. Everybody heard you. So why your prophet, he ordered your mother to practice it?
It's forbidden.
But you just say, what do you mean forbidden? Is it the Quran in chapter 4, verse number 24? Allah, he says you do muta, and everybody heard you saying, the one who do that is a whore.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean you talk about? Muta. Everybody heard you. It's recorded. You will become famous. Open your camera so we can laugh together. Listen, you said that the one who do muta, and that's why you are insulting me. You call me son of muta. I said to you, what muta means? Said that's mean that your mother is a whore. Okay, that's wonderful. Then the one who his mother drew muta, that the mother who do muta, she is a whore. But my mother, she married one man, not one night stand. So the whore is the one who practiced muta. So you just admitted that you're a prophet. He ordered Muslim women to be a bunch of whore.
Can you tell me where you live?
I'm asking, Abdul, be brave. What do you mean? What do you want? You want to know where I live? What do you want to come to me?
Yes.
I will make you shish kebab if you come to me. Are you making a threat?
Yes. Wallahi al-azim.
You are a son of muta, and I challenge you to come to me.
Uqsim billah, I will cut off.
Fu on your prophet, and this is a challenge for you to come and do harm me.
Give me your address right now.
The Muslim, they claim they have my address. Go and ask them. They claim they have it. Go and ask them and be a man and bring all the Muslim with you. All of you are a bunch of cowards, son of muta. Things come back. So now, because we got you busted, you son of muta, you are making death threat? Do you even dare to get close to my door? Just try. He said and he agreed. The women who practice muta is only the whore. But this is the verse of the muta. Chapter 4, verse number 24. And let us open their interpretation. And you will see the Muslims, they agree Yes, this is the muta, and there's tons of hadith, and it's sahih. So when you put them in the corner, give me your address. What about you? Give me your name, you coward. Give me your name. Son of muta. This is the interpretation of the Quran. Says it clearly. You can rent women by your money to F them. Muta. This is Ibn Abbas and this is Al-Jalalain. And we can open Ibn Kathir. And not only that, we have more exciting explanation by the Muhammadan. Let us open more exciting explanation. Muta boy. This is your Muhammadan website. alislam.org. The 4 pillars of muta. Takbir. Chapter 4, verse number 24. Takbir. What is muta? It's an Arabic word mean to enjoy. And it's mean here sexually. You believe it or not, the Muslims, they have no shame to the point they say it's a kind of rental. Read with me carefully. In some work, a special term is applied to women who participate in muta, mustajara, rented. You see the word mustajara? Rented. And thank you, Muslims, you translate yourself. Or rented women. Rented women. This is Islam. So women, they wear hijab, but they are for rent. Oh, we are conservative. You cannot see. We're, you know, but you can. If you pay, we go. Okay, per hour, by the way. Muta is considered as a kind of rental. Because in general, man, basic aim of this kind of marriage, they call it marriage, look at this, is a sexual enjoyment of the women. And in return for his enjoyment, women receive certain amount of money or property. MashaAllah. Aman, Rabbi Aman, sons of muta. So now you call me son of muta, I'm a Christian, I don't practice this garbage. I don't rent to women for 5 minutes, 10 minutes. This is what you do, and this is your Quran. And this is your explanation. And this is your website. Cowards. Potato. And when you threaten me, you better do it, you coward. Just come. You are welcome. As you see, this is the most disgusting, filthy, stupid religion. Wherever you go, it's a stupid. God, he sent the verses that women, she can suck, give her a breast and time to suckle a man. And then the guy, he says, no, it's abrogated by 5 times. Okay, what is the 5 times? Allah knows best. So how you know it's 5 times if it's not there? The Prophet, brother, when he gave us the Quran is a book of guidance. And then we find that Muhammad, when he died, he said, okay, listen, give me something. Okay, give me something. I want to write for you a book. Okay, Prophet, what? We have the Quran. No, the Quran is not enough. The Quran is a stupid book. Come on, what Quran? Are you kidding me? Quran is messed up. You see the stupidity? You see the stupidity? This is what Islam is about. And Adam, brother, he came down in Sri Lanka. Hey, by the way, do you want to meet me in Sri Lanka?
Now if we look at Adam alayhi salam, he came down onto the earth. He was sent to the earth. There's a question. Where did he land? He wasn't just thrown so that suddenly he landed.
No way. Wasn't thrown and suddenly he landed. He landed in the place where he landed.
This we find in the narration of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he says that Adam alayhi salam nazala fil Hind. He came down in what is known as the Indo-Pak subcontinent, precisely Sri Lanka.
A Hindu prophet, his name is Muhammad, following a sexual god. And the Muslims, they agree that all mankind are coming from Sri Lanka because Adam was a Sri Lankan man. Funny, last time we played this video, a Muslim in the chat, he says, this is not from the Sunnah. The guy, he just said to you, the Prophet said. He said, this is not from the Hadith, this is not from the Sunnah. How many people will leave Islam after watching this video? You tell me how stupid this religion is. The Prophet, he asked his followers to give him a paper so he will write for them a book which they will not be misled after it. So what the Quran was for? It turned to be that the Quran was a joke. Useless. No point of it. Because if it's not, why he's asking them to bring a paper? And by the way, this is proof that Muhammad, he write and he read. You see, he did not say to them, bring me somebody to write for me. He said to me, bring me a papers, so I will write for you. He did not say, call the scribe so he can write for me. He asked for ink and pen and papers. The translation here is false. It says, fetch me something. That's right. Write fiction. It says, atuni aktub. Bring me something to write on you. Something, papers. That I may write to you something after you which you will never go astray. So Muhammad, in his death, he knew that the Quran he gave them is a fraud. How he knew? Because if the Quran is the book of guidance of Allah, and we heard the guy saying that Allah, he promised Muhammad he will not die until he finish, which is very funny. So why Muhammad here is doing that? And then you will see Umar al-Khattab, he said, قَدْ هَجَرَ الرَّسُولِ. The Prophet became mentally ill. He lost his mind. Don't listen to him. We have the book of Allah. And that's enough. And that's enough. And you will notice here, the Muslims, they try to cover this. They say, well, he will not tell them things about what things to do. No, 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 no. It says you will never go astray. This is about faith. This is not about politics. Going astray. Not losing war or winning war. Do we have any brave Muslim? And now we have a clear evidence from this Muslim. That Muslim, yes, they practice muta. And muta business is a whore business. And he said that to you and you heard it. Those who want to make this video, you can cut it pieces, you know, like this conversation here about muta. Make just a video, short video about it. Let everybody see what Muslims really follow. The muta prophet. No human being he have decency, he will follow such a religion. And as you see, the second you put them in the corner, they start cursing, they start making death threat, because remember, Islam is peace. And by the way, we fear no one. If we fear you, you coward, son of muta, we will not be here talking. If I fear your threat, do you think you are the first one who threatened me, you coward? We Christians, we die once. Doesn't matter how we die. Once only. But we will live forever. You know, when the Muslim, they make a death threat to Salman Rushdie. Regardless, they could not kill him anyway. But they made his book very famous. I wish tomorrow we will find like 10 million Muslims go in the street striking against Christian Prince. Death to Christian Prince. Do it. I challenge you. That will make my day. That will make actually everything I'm working for. Anyone have a question? Anyone have a question? Do we have any Muslim? Last call, Mayday, Mayday. All right. Somebody saying to me, I almost converted to Islam. Your videos helped me. Okay, my friend, you can say that in the comment, not here. Don't send me in Skype. Any Muhammadan? And you know, Islam share a lot of things with the Hindus. Both of them, they have sexual stones. The black stone is a sexual stone made in the shape of a vagina. Women before Islam, they used to touch their vagina when they have their period, and they place it in the stone. And this is not a Christian book. This is tafsir, Islamic tafsir. Islamic tafsir, not Christian or Jewish books. A woman, she cannot have babies. She touch her vagina when she have her period. That's why she have a period, because she cannot have baby. She's not having baby. So she touch her vagina when she have her period. They walk totally naked around the Kaaba. Totally naked. Ask yourself, what was the religion practice? Worshipping Allah, because those worship Allah too. Allah is the God for them. And Muhammad, he never made a statement against it. You will not find one statement from Muhammad speaking against people going not totally naked, in nudity, not wearing bikini. They are not wearing bikini. They are nude. Those are the ones who worship Allah. It's in front of you. Why you don't have interview with who? Makahal Patterson? Who is this guy? I don't do interview with anyone. I don't do those things. I found them silly. I'm here to teach, not to do interview. Interview is for somebody maybe looking for fame, you know, looking to be famous or something. So he started doing interview. I don't do that. What I would do interview? How are you doing? Can you tell us? No, I will not tell you. I find those interviews are very silly and they are useless. Before Muhammad, the same people who worship Allah, they used to look for stones. And this is how they come to the black stone anyway. We used to worship stones. And when we found a better stone than the first one, we throw the first one and we get the second one. A Muhammadan saying in the Bible you will go to hell. Well, the Bible is right then. You will. Jesus said, I am the door, I am the way. Which means no other way except by believing by Christ. Hey, my friend from Nigeria, how are you? We welcome our brothers and sisters from Africa specifically because many of them, they are facing a lot of aggression, violence against the Christians there. And we are here to occupy you with knowledge. And please, when you see anything in the screen, take reference. If you do not know how to find, by the way, reference, it's very easy. Let us say I did not here show you the hadith. I did not show you the hadith number, but let me show it to you. But in case I did not show it, you can go to YouTube, freeze the screen, and type exactly the same word, like let us say 10 words. And you will find the hadith right away. All right? Can you please point out a hadith that disapprove Muhammad prophethood? I'm not sure what do you mean. Everything here proved to us that Muhammad is the prophet. Everything. Sunset in murky water, in muddy boiling water, and Muhammad himself, he explained it. Sperm coming from the backbone, and Muhammad himself, he explained it. Sahih al-Isnad. The Isnad is Sahih. Sahih al-Chain. I was sitting behind the Messenger of Allah who was riding a donkey, like the guy who called me. While the sun was setting, he asked, do you know where this said? The answer? Allah and his messengers knows best. Mushrikeen, they are mushrikeen kuffar. The Muslims, they associate the name of a man, his name is Muhammad, with the name of their God. His name is Al-Lah. Al mean God. Lah is the name of the God. He said, it's set in a spring of boiling water. Ho, 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 ho. And the funny, when the Muslims, they try to explain the verses in the Quran, they say, Christian prince. The Quran is speaking about the perspective of Zulkarnain. Where is the word perspective? It says he found it. He found it sitting in a spring. And they said, don't you see when you go in the ocean, you see the sun going down? It looked like Abdul. It says a spring. How you can fix that? Spring, spring. It's not even an ocean. A spring is going to be a few inches wide. Let us say a big spring, maybe 2 meters wide. But we are talking about the sun. This is not the ocean. And this spring is a boiling spring. Not just a spring. You see here in Arabic translation is false. It says hamiya. He says it says warm. What? Hamiya does not mean warm. Hamiya mean very hot. That's why even the same word in the Quran is used. If we go to the Quran, You see it? The same word is a temperature of the hellfire. What warm? حامية. You see it? نارا حامية. Burning, very hot. And we are talking about hell here. Same chapter 101, verse 11. And if you change the translator, you will find different meaning, very close meaning. Because Abduls, they have, you know, raging fire. And the funny, they say, if this book is made by other than Allah, you will find a lot of contradiction. And remember, until now, like we made a challenge to tell us who is Allah, the one God. Nobody answer. Nobody know that God, Allah is one. Who is Allah, they don't know. But just to give you a hint of Allah, Allah is a man according to Muhammad. How we prove that? He is a man and he looks exactly as the Antichrist. He looked exactly as the Antichrist. Who said that? Muhammad himself. This is the description of Allah. The Prophet said, I have told you so much about the Dajjal. Dajjal means the false Messiah, the liar Messiah, between two brackets, the Antichrist, that I am afraid that you may not understand that the Antichrist is short, hinted, worldly hair, one-eyed, and eye-sightless, neither protruding nor deep-seated. So if you are confused about him, know that your Lord is not one-eyed. So what Muhammad is worried? That the Muslim, they will think that this guy is Allah. What is the difference between his look and the look of Allah? One eye only. And I like it very much when Muhammad, he said, I have told you so much about a Dajjal that I'm afraid you don't understand. I mean, have you ever heard of a stupid statement like this before? He explained too much to the point you don't understand. What the heck with this statement? You see, if he said, I told you little about a Dajjal, this is why you might not understand. I understand because he told you little, but he told us so much. So after so much telling us, you are afraid we don't understand? So what you were doing in the so much? You are playing with the boogers? If somebody he taught so much about the topic, he should not even answer the questions no more. That's it. We taught about it. We are done. We told you too much. No. Muhammad saying, because I told you so much, because he's stupid, he don't know how to explain himself, I am afraid that you might understand. And now supposedly he make it clear. Now he fix it. And look what happened when he fixed it. The Antichrist is short, okay. He's hinted, okay. He's woolly hair, okay. He's one-eyed, okay. His eyes sightless, okay. And neither protruding nor deep-seated, okay. If you are confused about him, know that your Lord is not one. Look, what the heck is that? If we ask the Muslims, is Allah is a man? They will say no. So why Muhammad is afraid that they will think that he is Allah? If Allah is a man. Now he confirmed that Allah is a man. Actually, he confirmed how high the height. He confirmed that he is short, hinted, woolly hair, one-eyed. Actually, no, the one eye is for the Dajjal, because this is the only difference between them. It says you should know that your Lord is not one-eyed. That means that everything that Dajjal has, Allah has, except you should know that your Lord is not one-eyed. Who is the stupid here? So Allah is one man. Who confirmed that? Muhammad. Is that da'if? It is sahih. Sahih. How many of you is going to download the video and share it with your friends? And you can copy it, like I noticed many people, they are really making really great income from copying my videos. As you see here in YouTube, my channel, I cannot have advertising. I cannot have donation. So people who play my videos, they put my videos there. They make good money. I cannot. That's good. So you can do the same. I have no problem. I encourage you, actually. Why not? Make money. Good for you. Help you, your family, and your income. Don't forget, please, just to mention that if you want to place my videos, that this is not the channel of Christian Prince. To find the Christian Prince channel, you go to Patreon/Christian Prince. And then you can put, you have two well-known channels, Arabian Prophet and Christian Prince. Good for you if you make a good income from my videos. I don't mind. But don't lie, says to them that you are me. Don't act as if it's my channel. Honesty is good, and God will bless your money and your income then. Had we good time today? We had a good time. We say thank you, Lord, for making this Abdul call us, even though he made death a threat, but this is a blessing for me, because we glorify you in our life, we glorify you in our death, we glorify you in our sickness, we glorify you in our weakness, we glorify you in our strength, and you are our strength. We pray to the Lord to open the eyes of the Muhammadan. They've been fooled by a foolish man. And if a foolish man like Muhammad, he fooled you, how foolish are you? If you are so silly to the point you believe there's a God will make your penis endless and will give you women to F them because you worship him, obviously you are suffering from mental illness. We pray for you. We will not curse you, because already you are cursed. Islam is a curse. And we prove it to you in every single verse from Muhammad. The book of stupidity, the book of mistakes, the book of errors, the book of contradiction, the book of madness, the book of sex, the book of no ethic. It is the book of everything evil. While all the prophets before Muhammad, they were fighting adultery. Muhammad, he made adultery legal. He just changed the names for things. Muta is a marriage. Renting women is a marriage. Theft is haram. But you can steal from Christians and Jews and Hindus and Buddhas and atheists. Fornication is haram. You can rent a woman for 2 hours, 3 hours. Killing innocent people is haram, but all non-Muslims are not innocent. We kill them. If they just change they change the definition, they use the word, the same word you believe in, like ethic, but they have wrong ethic. It's ethic in Islam to steal the money of a Jew or a Christian or a Hindu or a Buddha. It's ethical to jump over their wives and rape them. It is ethical to take your life. It is ethical to do everything wrong, as long as you are not doing it to a Muslim. This is their understanding of ethic. You will see a Muslim says, don't you know that the Quran says that killing of one man, innocent man, as if he killed all mankind? This is about killing a Muslim. Muhammad, he says, I've been ordered to kill all mankind. There's a guy, he used to work in the BBC, scumbag. He's a British. He wrote a book lately. I forgot his name. Supposedly the book speaking about we misunderstood Islam. He himself, he have interview with Shawadri. You know Shawadri, the terrorist in England? He asked him why you don't condemn the terrorist attack in London when Omar Bakri, he condemned terrorist attack of innocent people. The Shawadri, he said to him, yes, we condemn killing of innocent, but you are not innocent. Anyone is not a Muslim, is not innocent. And then this coward, the same one who wrote the book, he says, you must be kidding me. Are you saying that the one who is not a Muslim is not innocent? He said, yes. This is the truth. You can read the interpretation for that verse. And that verse, by the way, even that verse was given to the Jews. So my friends, we are here to teach you so you can defeat this cult and they cannot fool you and fool your kids. I hope we did what we need to do. Download the videos, preserve them, because Muslims, they are fighting them and they will try to take them down from YouTube. It's very embarrassment. Islam is a joke. And you are the witness that it is. Thank you all for being here. May the Lord bless you. Have a great Sunday. Christ is Lord. Islam is a scam. And Islam without lies dies. Thank you.
But I mean, again, he doesn't know who Gabriel is, right? Because he didn't come from an Abrahamic faith. The people of Mecca were pagan.
The Quran is mentioned, if this book was from other than God, they would have found in it many contradictions.
If a book is without contradictions, that has no bearing on whether it comes from God or not. I've had phone books that are inerrant, but I certainly don't think God gave them.
That we believe without understanding.
The brother asked a very important question, that most of the scholars say that listening to music, watching movies, and most of the television programs, they're haram. So how can we have fun? Let me tell you, brother, at the outset, that having fun is permitted in Islam as long as the fun is halal fun.
That the standard narrative has holes in it.
The Prophet tells us because Satan or the devil sleeps over our nostrils. Those who oversleep and not pray Fajr on time, Satan urinates in their ears.
I really do think Jesus was crucified and that he really was dead and buried. He thought that he was a son of God in the sense that he was specially chosen by God. I think Jesus really did think he was going to be the Messiah, the future king of Israel. I mean, that is, after all, why they crucified him.